Okay, so it's been a while since I've recorded a video, and I have a few important things to say. Okay, so as a lot of vegans know, there are three major reasons that people promote veganism. First, and in my opinion, the most important, is the ethics of it, which is really how veganism was defined by, as far as possible and practical, not exploiting animals. There's an actual definition on the Vegan Society's website. And that's what veganism is about. That's why the word was invented, why it exists, and what started veganism. But then the public has general misunderstandings about veganism, that it's about a healthy way to eat, that by eating plants it makes people healthier and live longer. Now, this is true. You generally are healthier and live longer if you eat plants and avoid animal products. This is true, but it's never been something I've really promoted. And there's the whole third aspect, the environmental pollution caused by animal agriculture, the destruction of forests, tons of trees that just cut down because people want to make more room to breed more cattle so they can kill it for more meat. So yeah, we're destroying the planet and our own health by breeding and killing and eating these animals and their various products. All of that's true, of course. I've never focused on it very much, and in all my videos in the past, you'll know that I'm just pretty much a strictly ethical vegan. I don't think that veganism survives once it becomes about health, or if it becomes about climate change or other environmental protection or whatever. I don't think that works very well. And that's still my opinion. However, recently I've been considering something. Now, because of the fact that people have been lied to for a very long time, they think that protein only comes from meat, and they think that calcium only comes from dairy. These beliefs, once you examine them, you'll see how that's obviously false. Because obviously, how does it get in those products? Obviously, it's the plants those animals are eating. Where everything that comes from meat, dairy, eggs, or honey, it all comes from plants. All of these different things people are eating from animal byproducts and stuff, it all comes from plants. But this is something that people actually need to be educated on, because they're told that they won't get any protein if they don't eat meat. They're told that their bones will break if they don't have calcium from cow's milk. People are told this. In fact, my mom was even told that by her mom. She told me once. So my grandma believed that, and it's like people have been believing this for, who knows, probably a few hundred years, however long it's been that the factory farming on the scale that it now is in society became a thing. People have been believing all the TV commercials, and the classic example that I still remember was, good cheese comes from happy cows. Happy cows come from California. And I'm like, if you have any idea how wrong it is, yeah, they're not happy. Their babies are being stolen from them, and they're being killed and sold as veal. And then the dairy cows, after they stop producing as much milk, then they are killed. It's like, these aren't happy cows. They know that they're going to be killed. I think they're smart enough to figure that out, because they see it happening to their friends. But anyway, although veganism is, it originally was and is and should always be about the animals and not hurting them first. As long as people are believing these lies that they won't get certain nutritional benefits and that their bodies will break down and they'll die quickly if they eat only plants. As long as people are believing these lies, they're not going to go vegan. You know why? Because they see veganism as a threat. They see it as a threat to their health. And so when someone suggests the idea that they should eat only plants, then they think, oh, but how will I be healthy? How will I be strong? And then it becomes about them and their body, and then they turn selfish about it. And to a certain extent, yeah, people are selfish. I mean, when they view something as threatening their life, well, then it becomes an issue of self-defense. But people are this way, and this is something about human psychology I've noticed is like, so if people think that we're asking them to die, that's basically the way they react, is they think we're asking them to die by telling them not to eat certain things. And of course, then there's the whole other thing about how veganism goes far beyond just what we eat. It's about whether you buy cosmetics or whether you buy clothes to make sure that animals aren't being killed in the process of that, for example. You know, there's leather, there's down, there's silk, there's all these different materials that involve killing of something. You know, but we have cotton, the fabric of our lives. We don't need that stuff. Anyway, just focusing on the food aspect, which is what people talk about the most, as long as people think that veganism is a threat to their health, they're not going to listen. So although the ethics are important, although it's important to make sure that we're not needlessly killing and enslaving these animals and causing them all this pain, although that's the most important, I've come to see that the health benefits of veganism and dispelling these myths about, thinking that we need meat or dairy or eggs to be healthy somehow. You know, that is almost as important as the ethics part of veganism, because without that, people will still keep believing this stuff. Now, a long time ago, I loaned the DVD of the movie What the Health to someone, and she finally watched it. And last night she texted me, and she really thanked me for loaning that to her, because it really opened up her eyes, and now she wants to be full vegan. And that's great. That's the message that she needed. Although I had talked with her about the ethics, she needed to see that documentary before she got the full picture. So, although my opinion is that, yeah, it should be about the animals, at the same time, I realized that I had an advantage when I went vegan. See, I was smart enough to look at the example of the horse, the elephant, the gorilla, and all the other hundreds of animal species, or thousands of them, that I don't know how many animal species there are, that are herbivores. There are so many species of animals that eat only plants, that are bigger and stronger and faster and healthier, and some of them that live longer than humans. And the truth is, although it's great that we have these documentaries, there are great documentaries, and someday I'm probably going to buy DVDs of all the vegan documentaries. Of course, a lot of them can be watched for free online, but getting people to go to links and watch things on YouTube or other websites, for some reason, people don't do that. It's almost like you have to give people a DVD so that when they see it in their house, it reminds them to watch it. But the thing is, although it's great that, yeah, we live in the 21st century now, and almost everybody has a computer or a DVD player, and they can watch all these documentaries that explain the three big things: the ethics, the environmentalism, and the health parts of veganism, the big three, as I call them. That's great, but that's only recently. But all throughout history, humans have had the example of the other animals. And horses are my particular favorite example. Everyone knows I love horses. And they're just so beautiful and strong. And most of them eat only grass because that's what they find. And they graze off the grass all day. Do you have any idea how much grass a horse eats? A lot. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say for now because I really think people need to see the health side of things because once they realize that they can be healthy without animal products and there's all these plants to eat, then they will be open to the idea of being vegan for the animals. I wish it always worked for them the way it did for me, where I thought of only the animals and put them above my own health and my own body. But not everybody is that altruistic. It's sad, not everybody is like me. If they were, the whole world would be vegan by this point, if everybody was like me. But they're not, and so whatever it takes, whether it takes them learning about how animal agriculture is damaging our health or the environment and causing climate change, whatever it takes for those people to get it, I'm all in favor of. It's just that my priorities and their priorities are different. And I guess that's really all that can be said about it. But keep this in mind. The only reason that I would ever loan somebody a documentary like What the Health is not because I care about their health, but because I care more about the billions of animals that are in pain and suffering and are being killed because of the selfishness of humans. Don't think that the life of one human matters more to me than the thousands of animals they kill by their choices in food and clothing. I've made my choice, and I choose the animals over humanity any day. But those of you who are more human friendly than I am, I encourage you to focus more on the health aspect of veganism, and because it is important. And before I didn't see how important it was, but now I do.